guys, Happy New Year's. I hope you all had a safe and happy New Year and that everyone in your family stayed safe. I wanted to make a video because, well, two things I think I'm going to break into separate videos. The first thing I'm going to talk about is for my fibro people, and then I'll make a separate video about the juice fast I'm going to start in this weekend. The fibro thing I wanted to talk about was when your family and friends don't, like, you've been going along this whole time thinking that they understand you and what's going on, or they have like at least some respect for you, and then they say or do something that makes you feel like they kind of don't. For me, without going into too much detail of who it was a family member, but this person I kind of thought I could talk to about something because they were kind of in the whole, holistic, uh, like healing yourself with foods and stuff. They're into all that. And I think I've talked to you guys before about not just having fibro, but having an undiagnosed blood condition that when they went back into my blood panel history I've had since I was little, and they can't figure out what it is. The best that the hematologists have come up with is that they think they might have found a way. There's something called chronic leukemia, and it's something people usually get when they're older, and it's not as serious as like regular leukemia. Most of the time people can live full lives, I believe, and you can take a pill every day. As long as you react to the treatment, you'll be fine. So they believe that because my blood pattern shows that, but I'm missing a certain chromosome for it, which develops when you get the chronic leukemia. Anyways, try to cut this short. They believe, like, they watch my blood and stuff, and they believe that I might get it when I'm older, and that they found a way, like, if I do, then they found a way to detect it really early on in people so that they can constantly be watching. So as soon as it turns into the chronic leukemia, then they are started to be treated right away, which could, save lives and stuff, and is awesome. But so I get my blood checked a lot for that, and they watch to when certain cells, the white blood count cells, go up and up and up and up, and there's not a break, because mine have always been higher than other people's, even when they're at their lowest, and they bounce around. It's very odd. But so I came to a point, which I've come to before, where they've told me it's time to do the bone marrow biopsy, that my blood hasn't gotten better, that this could be it, like it could be the chronic leukemia now. At the time, my insurance didn't want to cover any tests, and I kind of found it really stupid because I was like a month away from January to put that like probably $2,000-$3,000 procedure towards a deductible that was about to start over again in the new year. So I refused the test, and I started thinking about the last time this happened. I went on a juice fast, and I started juicing a lot, like having lots of juice. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, never mind, we don't need to do it. Your numbers came back down. So this time I was thinking of doing the fast, like more extreme. And I was telling the family member this because I thought, because they were like vegan and all this stuff, that they would get it. They would understand like the power of nutrients. And instead, it was like a slap in the face. And this person was kind of like, I've never met somebody in my life that has so many issues like you. And I don't think they were coming from an ugly place. I think, they were like, I'm really scared you're going to die young, like, your mom. And I don't think they were coming from a hurtful place, but it was hurtful because it got me thinking, I don't really have that much stuff wrong with me. I have fibromyalgia. I have high blood pressure, and I have this undiagnosed blood problem, but I've had that since I was little. And I'm just like, really? Never met anybody as like more issues than I have? And what I think it is that people don't realize how many things fibromyalgia affects in our life. Like, I have bursitis in my hips, and I thought that was a whole separate thing until my rheumatologist said it can happen to people with fibro. He would look at it kind of like branched off from the fibro cause bursitis. You know, when this person's seen me and I can't walk, I don't think they realize that that's the fibro. Like, and fibro doesn't just, like, the symptoms I have, you guys with fibro might not have them. You guys might have stuff I don't have. Like, I, thank God, do not have IBS. I know a lot of people with fibro do. But I also have severe muscle spasms in my legs where I know somebody else with fibro, they don't have that problem. They've never had to like be on a cane because they had balance issues while their legs were acting up. So it can cause like, you know, migraine problems. Before I was diagnosed, I was constantly, even in high school, like I was constantly having to stay home from school because I had like migraines, and all that ties into fibromyalgia. So I'm just wondering if you guys have had that reaction too, where people are just like, well, so much stuff is wrong with you. You know, I just don't understand. And they don't understand, like, fibromyalgia just trickles down to all these other issues. And I was so hurt. I just told the person, okay, well, and they said, well, it's your body. You're going to do what you want. Um, and I am going to do what I want. But it really hurt me. And I try to come from a place where I know they didn't mean to hurt me. But my family and friends, ever since I got fibro, have been supportive or indifferent. I know a lot of times, like maybe my family or friends will understand why I can't do something when I'm having a flare, or like maybe to my family in Disneyland when I went, it was a little extreme when I had to get a wheelchair towards, like, after being there like 6 hours. They don't get it. Like, I don't know. I just try so hard, and for somebody to say like, it makes you feel like a hypochondriac is what it makes you feel like when they say something like that. And I was just wondering, anyone else in your family has kind of done that to you or one of your friends, like, you know, there's just so much wrong with you. And it's like they don't even realize that this one thing, this fibromyalgia, causes like a living hell in so many other parts of your life. So I was just wondering if that happened to anyone else, because the years I've had fibro, that's the first time anyone in my life has acted like that or said something like that to me. And like I said, I don't think it came from an ugly place or to be hurtful, but it was. And it was brought to my attention by somebody else in my family. I'm going to look this up just to make sure I say it right. Whenever you look up, just give me a second, fibromyalgia, which I'm assuming when I have told people I had it, like my family or friends might have done, trying to find exactly what it says it might. Let me try something else. Sorry, guys. I probably should have done this before I started this before I did the video. I don't know. I can't find it right now. And I'm kind of like in a fog, so I'm not going to find the exact word. But, oh, God, where did the video go? Okay, so basically when you look it up, it says it's like a brain disorder. It's the word that's stuck in my head for the brain disorder. It's not psychological, it's something else. But that's a problem. I think people see that, and this person pointed out too. I think people see that it's in the brain, and they think it's psychological, and they think like basically we have mental issues, like we're, just thinking something's wrong with us, and they don't realize when it's in the brain that it's something our brain is doing to our body. So I don't know, like maybe that's what this person has thought all along. I just don't know. It just, it was just really, really hurtful. It almost felt like this person thought I was a hypochondriac. And in putting the the fibromyalgia aside, you like the leukemia thing, it's just hurtful. Like, why would somebody be a hypochondriac about something so serious and potentially could be deadly? So I don't know. Do you guys feel like when people look up what fibromyalgia is and they see that the brain is involved in it, that they just think it's a, mental disorder, that we're hypochondriacs? Or do you think they realize the fact is that our brain is sending the wrong signals through our body and telling, stuff that there's pain and what have you? Sorry, I'm just like, ugh, from talking about this again. So I gave it a few days before I like vlogged on it. But anyways, I just want to know y'all's thoughts and how you feel, and do you have people in your life that you feel like, well, now I feel like I felt like I could talk to this person, and now I feel like I'm not gonna say another thing to them, um, because it's not worth like the hurt and the shock and the kind of respect I feel like I'm losing respect for this person, and I don't want to lose respect for them because I do not think it came from a hurtful place. But anyways, this is the first time this has happened to me. I'm sure you guys have been through this. I'm just wondering like how you deal with it when one of your friends or family kind of comes at you like that or says stuff, I mean, that just hurts you even though they don't realize it, or if they mean to hurt you. And what do you think about the fact that people look up fibromyalgia and just see the part about the brain and they assume it's a psychological issue, not, the brain's doing something to our bodies? So just let me know your thoughts, leave comments or whatever. Sorry this video took so long. I tried to look up the word, but it did not work out. I probably should have looked it up before. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I hope you guys had a awesome new year again, and I hope you will check out my next video about my juicing journey I'm gonna take starting this weekend. All right, bye guys.